Introduction to Chapter 6, Crafting Effective Term Sheets. In the intricate landscape of commercial real estate investments, the role of term sheets cannot be understated. Term sheets serve as a pivotal bridge between investors, partners, and companies like Crestview Capital Holdings, outlining the fundamental terms of an investment agreement. Crafting effective term sheets is an art that demands a deep understanding of real estate dynamics, financial considerations, legal implications, and the alignment of interests. Chapter 6 of our guide delves into the nuances of crafting term sheets that not only capture the essence of an investment deal but also facilitate transparent negotiations and successful outcomes. This chapter explores key components of term sheets, strategies for designing them to suit different fund strategies, balancing flexibility with specificity, ensuring regulatory compliance, addressing potential disputes, and more. As Crestview Capital Holdings seeks to establish itself as a prominent player in the commercial real estate arena, the insights provided in this chapter will serve as a valuable resource. By mastering the art of crafting effective term sheets, the company can navigate investment opportunities with confidence, foster mutually beneficial partnerships, and pave the way for a prosperous journey in the dynamic world of real estate investments. What you will learn in Chapter 6, Crafting Effective Term Sheets. Chapter 6 of our comprehensive guide delves into the intricate process of crafting effective term sheets for real estate investments. Term sheets play a pivotal role in defining the terms of an investment deal and setting the stage for successful negotiations and partnerships. In this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings will gain insights into the art and science of creating term sheets that align with its investment strategies, mitigate risks, and foster transparent communication. Here's what you can expect to learn in this chapter. 1. Key components of term sheets. Explore the essential elements that comprise term sheets, such as company valuation, investment amount, percentage stake, voting rights, liquidation preference, anti-dilutive provisions, investor commitment, and exit strategies. Understand the significance of each component and how they interact to define the investment terms. 2. Designing term sheets for different fund strategies. Learn how to tailor term sheets to suit various fund strategies, such as core, value add, opportunistic, and more. Understand how the terms may differ based on the nature of the investment and the goals of Crestview Capital Holdings. 3. Balancing flexibility and specificity. Discover the delicate balance between offering flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances and providing specificity to prevent misunderstandings. Learn how to strike this balance to create term sheets that are both adaptable and clear. 4. Ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Understand the importance of adhering to legal and regulatory standards when crafting term sheets. Learn about the regulatory considerations that must be taken into account to ensure a compliant and transparent investment process. 5. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies. Explore strategies for including contingency plans and dispute resolution mechanisms in term sheets. Learn how to anticipate potential disputes and challenges and create terms that help mitigate such risks. Throughout this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings will gain actionable insights and practical guidance on how to navigate the complexities of crafting term sheets. By the end of this chapter, the company will be equipped with the knowledge and tools to create effective term sheets that set the foundation for successful real estate investments and partnerships. Chapter 6, Crafting Effective Term Sheets. Chapter 6 delves into the art and science of crafting term sheets that lay the foundation for successful real estate investments. As Crestview Capital Holdings aims to excel in the intricate world of real estate, mastering the art of creating effective term sheets becomes essential. In this chapter, we explore the intricacies and strategies involved in constructing term sheets that align with the company's objectives and resonate with potential investors. Crafting effective term sheets requires a deep understanding of various factors, including investment goals, risk tolerance, investor preferences, and industry trends. By learning the nuances of this crucial aspect of real estate transactions, Crestview Capital Holdings can set itself apart in the competitive landscape, attracting investors, negotiating favorable terms, and ensuring clarity and alignment throughout the investment journey. This chapter equips Crestview with the knowledge and tools to create term sheets that lay the groundwork for successful and mutually beneficial partnerships. Designing term sheets for different fund strategies. Crafting effective term sheets is a nuanced endeavor that demands careful consideration of the unique attributes and goals of each real estate fund strategy. Chapter 6 delves into the art of designing term sheets tailored to different fund strategies, enabling Crestview Capital Holdings to approach its investments with strategic clarity and precision. Different real estate fund strategies require distinct approaches to term sheet design. Whether pursuing core, value add, opportunistic, or other strategies, Crestview must align the terms and structure with the fund's objectives and investor expectations. Here's how. 1. Core funds. For stable, income-focused strategies like core funds, term sheets may emphasize steady returns, lower risk, and long-term commitment. Clauses related to distribution schedules, risk mitigation, and property selection criteria could be prioritized. 2. Value-add funds. Value-add strategies involve enhancing property value through targeted improvements. Term sheets may focus on more dynamic clauses, such as renovation budgets, performance benchmarks, and sharing of value creation. 3. Opportunistic funds. In opportunistic strategies, the focus is on high risk, high reward opportunities. Term sheets might highlight risk-sharing mechanisms, potential for value appreciation, and a clear outline of the exit strategy. 4. Debt funds. For debt funds, which invest in real estate loans, term sheets could emphasize interest rates, repayment terms, and strategies for managing loan portfolios. 5. Equity funds. Equity funds involve direct ownership of real estate assets. Term sheets might detail equity participation, voting rights, and mechanisms for distributing profits. 6. Geographic and property type focus. Different regions and property types have varying risk profiles. Term sheets can reflect this by addressing location-specific factors and property-specific goals. 7. Joint ventures. When forming joint ventures, term sheets must outline partnership structures, roles, responsibilities, and mechanisms for dispute resolution. 8. Investment horizon. Term sheets for short-term versus long-term strategies will differ in exit strategies, distribution schedules, and risk tolerance clauses. 9. Investor profiles. Term sheets should consider the preferences and expectations of the target investor group, whether institutional investors, high net worth individuals, or others. Designing effective term sheets for different fund strategies requires a deep understanding of the strategy's intricacies and investor preferences. Crestview Capital Holdings can tailor these documents to resonate with potential investors, clarify expectations, and set the stage for successful investment ventures. The flexibility and precision in designing term sheets will position Crestview as a strategic player in the realm of real estate investments. Relevant examples: designing term sheets for different fund strategies. Designing effective term sheets that align with specific real estate fund strategies is essential for successful investment ventures. Here are relevant examples illustrating how term sheets can be tailored to different fund strategies. 1. Core fund. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN steady income generation. Term sheet highlights regular distribution schedules to appeal to investors seeking consistent income. ASIN's risk mitigation. Clauses focus on conservative property selection criteria and proactive management to maintain stable returns. 2. Value-add fund. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's value creation. Term sheet outlines detailed renovation budgets and sets performance benchmarks that trigger additional distributions. ASIN's shared profits. Clauses describe how the increased property value will be shared between investors in the fund. 3. Opportunistic fund. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's high reward potential. Term sheet emphasizes potential for significant returns by outlining the fund's aggressive investment strategy. ASIN's flexibility. Clauses provide leeway for adaptive strategies and frequent property turnover to capitalize on market opportunities. 4. Debt fund. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's interest rates and repayment. Term sheet clearly states interest rates and repayment schedules for investors who seek consistent cash flows. ASIN's risk mitigation. Clauses address loan portfolio diversification to manage risk exposure effectively. 5. Equity fund. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's ownership structure. Term sheet details the percentage stake each investor holds and outlines voting rights to ensure transparency and control. ASIN's profit sharing. Clauses describe how profits from property operations and exits will be distributed among investors. 6. Geographic focus. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's location-specific factors. Term sheet includes clauses that address unique risks and opportunities in the target geographic area. 7. Joint ventures. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's partnership structure. Term sheet outlines roles, responsibilities, and decision-making mechanisms to ensure a harmonious joint venture. ASIN's dispute resolution. Clauses define processes for resolving conflicts between partners. 8. Short-term versus long-term. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's exit strategies. For short-term strategies, term sheet emphasizes quick exits, while long-term strategies detail exit options and timing. 9. Investor profiles. Example term sheet emphasis: ASIN's institutional investors. Term sheet addresses reporting requirements, risk management, and alignment with the institution's investment policies. ASIN's high net worth individuals. Clauses provide options for active participation and customized investment terms. These examples showcase the adaptability of term sheets to various real estate fund strategies. By tailoring term sheets to suit the specific goals, risk profiles, and investor preferences of each strategy, Crestview Capital Holdings can foster clarity, alignment, and successful investment outcomes. Explanations. Designing term sheets for different fund strategies. Designing term sheets tailored to different real estate fund strategies involves understanding the unique characteristics, goals, and investor preferences associated with each strategy. Let's delve into the explanations of how term sheets are crafted for various fund strategies. 1. Core Fund. A core fund focuses on stable income generation through conservative investments in well-established properties. The term sheet emphasizes predictable income distribution schedules and emphasizes risk mitigation measures. This includes clauses that highlight the selection of low-risk assets, long-term leases, and prudent property management to maintain consistent returns for risk-averse investors. 2. Value-add fund. In value-add funds, properties are acquired with the intention of enhancing their value through strategic renovations or improvements. Term sheets for such funds highlight renovation budgets, performance benchmarks, and the sharing of value creation between investors in the fund. Clauses may outline how additional distributions are triggered upon achieving specific value-added milestones. 3. Opportunistic fund. Opportunistic funds seek higher returns by capitalizing on market inefficiencies or distressed properties. The term sheet accentuates the fund's aggressive investment strategy and potential for substantial gains. Clauses focus on flexibility, allowing the fund to quickly react to changing market conditions and exit opportunities. Exit strategies are carefully outlined to maximize returns. 4. Debt fund. Debt funds invest in real estate loans, providing consistent income from interest payments. The term sheet emphasizes interest rates, repayment schedules, and diversification of the loan portfolio. Clauses may address risk management through loan underwriting and regulatory compliance. 5. Equity fund. Equity funds involve direct ownership of real estate assets. The term sheet details equity participation percentages and associated voting rights, ensuring transparency and control for investors. Clauses explain how profits from property operations and eventual sales will be distributed among investors based on their equity stakes. 6. Geographic and property type focus. Term sheets for funds with specific geographic or property type focuses incorporate clauses that address location-specific factors or unique characteristics of the chosen property types. For instance, if the fund specializes in industrial properties, the term sheet might include clauses about assessing supply chain dynamics and local industrial demand. 7. Joint ventures. Term sheets for joint ventures emphasize partnership structures, roles, and responsibilities of each partner. Clauses focus on dispute resolution mechanisms, ensuring partners are aligned on how conflicts will be addressed to maintain a harmonious relationship. 8. Short-term versus long-term. Term sheets for short-term strategies prioritize quick exit options and potential for early returns, while term sheets for long-term strategies outline exit options based on market trends, performance, and strategic timing. 9. Investor profiles. Term sheets are customized to match the preferences of different investor profiles. For institutional investors, the term sheet addresses reporting, transparency, and compliance requirements. For high net worth individuals, clauses may offer options for active participation and tailored investment terms. In designing term sheets for different fund strategies, Crestview Capital Holdings must consider the specific attributes that define each strategy. By thoughtfully aligning term sheet provisions with the objectives and expectations of both the company and its investors, Crestview can create mutually beneficial agreements that support successful investment ventures. Actionable advice. Designing term sheets for different fund strategies. Designing term sheets that cater to various real estate fund strategies requires a strategic approach that aligns with the objectives of Crestview Capital Holdings. Here's actionable advice to navigate this complex process effectively. 1. Understand fund strategy. Gain a deep understanding of the specific fund strategy you're pursuing. Identify the primary goals, risk profile, target assets, and potential returns. This foundational knowledge will guide the crafting of relevant term sheet clauses. 2. Customized key provisions. Tailor key provisions of the term sheet to match the unique attributes of the chosen fund strategy. This includes elements like investment horizon, risk tolerance, and targeted property types. Ensure that the terms reflect the strategy's core focus. 3. Align with investor preferences. Consider the preferences of your target investors. High net worth individuals might appreciate more involvement and customization, while institutional investors may prioritize compliance and reporting requirements. Craft term sheet clauses that resonate with your investor base. 4. Clarify risk and reward. Address risk-reward balance in your term sheet. For higher risk strategies, outline mechanisms to mitigate risks and potential rewards for successful execution. This reassures investors while demonstrating transparency. 5. Define investment criteria. Clearly define the criteria for property selection within the term sheet. Outline the strategy's preferences for property location, condition, size, and potential for value creation. Investors will appreciate the clarity and alignment with the strategy. 6. Outline exit strategies. Include detailed exit strategies that align with the fund strategy. Highlight potential scenarios for property sale, refinancing, or other exit options. Well-defined exit strategies instill confidence in investors about the potential for returns. 7. Communicate performance metrics. Specify the performance metrics that will be used to measure the success of the strategy. Whether it's income growth, value appreciation, or other indicators, ensure these are clear and measurable. 8. Seek legal expertise. Engage legal experts who specialize in real estate investments to review your term sheets. They can ensure compliance, address potential legal challenges, and offer insights into industry best practices. 9. Incorporate flexibility. While each term sheet should align with a specific strategy, incorporate a level of flexibility to adapt to changing market conditions or unforeseen challenges. This can safeguard your ability to pivot if needed. 10. Regularly update term sheets. As market dynamics evolve, regularly review and update your term sheets to ensure they remain relevant and effective. Being proactive in this regard demonstrates a commitment to staying current in the industry. Designing term sheets for different fund strategies requires a deep understanding of the strategy's nuances and an ability to tailor provisions to align with investor preferences. By crafting term sheets that speak directly to the strengths and goals of each strategy, Crestview Capital Holdings can foster investor confidence and successful long-term partnerships. Balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets. Striking the right balance between flexibility and specificity in term sheets is a delicate art that requires careful consideration. Term sheets serve as the foundation for real estate investments, guiding the entire venture from initial negotiations to the eventual exit. The challenge lies in accommodating the dynamic nature of the real estate market while providing clear guidelines for all parties involved. Here's an exploration of how Crestview Capital Holdings can navigate this crucial balance. The importance of flexibility. Flexibility in term sheets allows for adaptation to changing market conditions, unforeseen challenges, and the evolving needs of investors and the fund itself. The real estate landscape is inherently volatile, influenced by economic shifts, regulatory changes, and unforeseen events. By integrating flexibility, Crestview can 1. Seize opportunities. Flexibility enables the fund to swiftly capitalize on emerging investment prospects that align with the strategy, even if they weren't explicitly covered in the original term sheet. 2. Mitigate risks. In uncertain times, flexible provisions can help the fund pivot its approach to navigate risks, ensuring continued investor confidence. 3. Adapt to investor preferences. Tailoring specific terms to investor preferences while maintaining overall strategy alignment demonstrates responsiveness, fostering stronger relationships. The need for specificity. Specificity in term sheets is crucial for providing clarity, minimizing misunderstandings, and establishing a solid foundation for investment. Real estate investments involve intricate details, and specific terms help avoid ambiguity. By incorporating specificity, Crestview can 1. Ensure alignment. Detailed terms ensure that all parties understand and agree on the investment structure, goals, and expectations. 2. Prevent disputes. Specific clauses reduce the potential for disputes by clearly defining each party's responsibilities and rights. 3. Protect investor interests. Clarity on how funds will be used, allocated, and safeguarded provides investors with assurance that their interests are being considered. Strategies for achieving balance. 1. Prioritize core elements. While some aspects must be specific, designate others for flexibility. Core components like exit strategies and profit-sharing arrangements may require specificity, while operational aspects might benefit from more flexibility. 2. Include general frameworks. Embed a general framework within the term sheet that allows for adjustments within certain parameters. This strikes a balance between clarity and adaptability. 3. Use discretionary language. Employ discretionary language when detailing flexible provisions. Phrases like "as circumstances require" or "subject to fund manager's approval" allow for adjustments while maintaining control. 4. Regular reviews. Periodically review and update term sheets to reflect changes in the market and investor preferences. This demonstrates a commitment to transparency and ongoing alignment. 5. Consult legal and financial experts. Seek guidance from legal and financial professionals who specialize in real estate investments. They can offer insights into industry best practices while ensuring compliance. Designing term sheets that balance flexibility and specificity requires a nuanced approach. By mastering this balance, Crestview Capital Holdings can create term sheets that provide both adaptability and clarity, positioning the fund for successful investments and lasting partnerships. Relevant examples: balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets. Let's explore practical examples that illustrate how Crestview Capital Holdings can effectively balance flexibility and specificity in their real estate investment term sheets. Example 1. Flexible exit strategies. Term sheet clause. Exit strategies will be determined based on market conditions, with options ranging from property sales, refinancing, or joint venture exits. Explanation. This clause maintains flexibility by not rigidly specifying exit methods. Crestview can adapt its exit strategy based on the evolving market landscape. Specifics can be addressed later, while investors appreciate the fund's ability to respond to changing market dynamics. Example 2, specific investment criteria. Term sheet clause. The fund will primarily focus on acquiring Class A office buildings within the central business district of major metropolitan areas. Explanation. This clause provides specificity by outlining the property type, location, and quality. Specific criteria offer investors a clear picture of the fund's strategic direction, aligning expectations while still allowing the fund to adjust if compelling opportunities arise. Example 3, dynamic risk mitigation. Term sheet clause. Risk mitigation measures will be implemented in accordance with industry best practices and will evolve as new risk factors emerge. Explanation. This clause introduces flexibility in risk management while maintaining a commitment to best practices. Crestview can adjust its risk mitigation strategies based on emerging threats, ensuring investor confidence and protection. Example 4, capital allocation framework. Term sheet clause. Initial capital allocation percentages will be set, with a provision allowing adjustments based on investor consensus and market trends. Explanation. This clause combines specificity and flexibility. Initial allocations provide clarity, while the provision for adjustments ensures that investor preferences and market shifts are considered. This approach aligns with investor interests and acknowledges the fund's adaptability. Example 5, reporting and communication. Term sheet clause. Investor reporting will be conducted quarterly, with the option to increase frequency during critical investment periods. Explanation. This clause demonstrates flexibility while maintaining specificity. Regular quarterly reporting is specified, but the provision for increased frequency recognizes that certain phases of investments might require more frequent communication for transparency and clarity. Example 6, project-specific terms. Term sheet clause. For opportunistic investments, project-specific terms will be negotiated with investors on a case-by-case basis. Explanation. This clause embodies flexibility by acknowledging that each opportunistic investment will have unique circumstances. It also maintains specificity in addressing the individual nature of these deals while ensuring that both the fund and investors agree on terms that align with the investment strategy. These examples illustrate how Crestview Capital Holdings can strategically incorporate both flexibility and specificity in their term sheets. By customizing each term sheet to the fund's strategy and investor preferences, the company can create investment agreements that are adaptable to market dynamics while providing clarity and confidence to its investors. Explanations. Balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets. Balancing flexibility and specificity in real estate term sheets is essential to create investment agreements that cater to the dynamic nature of the market while providing clear guidelines for all parties involved. Here's a deeper look into why finding this balance is crucial. Understanding flexibility. Flexibility in term sheets allows for adjustments and adaptations to unforeseen challenges, market fluctuations, and changing investor preferences. It acknowledges the inherent uncertainty in real estate and enables the fund to respond effectively. Flexibility provides the following benefits. 1. Agility in decision-making. Flexibility empowers the fund to capitalize on emerging opportunities or pivot when circumstances shift unexpectedly. 2. Risk mitigation. By incorporating adaptable provisions, funds can address risks as they arise, enhancing investor confidence and minimizing potential negative impacts. 3. Customization for investors. Flexible term sheets enable customization to meet the preferences of different investors, fostering stronger relationships and aligning interests. Embracing specificity. Specificity in term sheets is essential to provide clarity, reduce misunderstandings, and establish a solid foundation for investment relationships. Detailed terms leave less room for ambiguity and guide the parties involved toward aligned goals. Specificity offers the following advantages. 1. Clear expectations. Specific clauses ensure that all parties understand the terms, responsibilities, and obligations, minimizing confusion and disputes. 2. Transparency. Specific terms communicate the fund's strategy, goals, and operational guidelines clearly, fostering transparency and trust between investors and the fund. 3. Legal protection. Well-defined terms provide legal protection in case of disputes, ensuring that the intentions of all parties are documented and agreed upon. The delicate balance. The challenge lies in striking the right balance between these two essential components. Overly rigid term sheets might hinder the fund's ability to adapt to market shifts, while excessively flexible term sheets could lead to ambiguity and potential conflicts. A balanced approach involves 1. Core components and flexibility. Identifying core components that require specificity, such as exit strategies and profit-sharing arrangements, while leaving room for flexibility in operational details. 2. Conditional language. Using conditional language to accommodate changes within certain parameters, demonstrating a commitment to adaptability while maintaining control. 3. Regular review. periodically reviewing and updating term sheets to reflect market changes, investor preferences, and regulatory developments, ensuring ongoing alignment. 4. Legal and financial expertise, engaging legal and financial professionals with expertise in real estate investments to guide the balance between flexibility and specificity. 5. Investor feedback, seeking input from investors during the term sheet drafting process to ensure that the document resonates with their expectations and concerns. Conclusion: the art of balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets is pivotal in creating effective investment agreements. Crestview Capital Holdings can leverage this balance to create term sheets that provide a roadmap for successful investments while remaining adaptable to the ever-changing landscape of real estate. Actionable advice: balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets. Balancing flexibility and specificity in real estate term sheets requires thoughtful consideration to create investment agreements that accommodate market dynamics while providing clear guidelines. Here's a practical guide on how Crestview Capital Holdings can achieve this balance effectively. 1. Understand your strategy. Before drafting term sheets, have a comprehensive understanding of your fund's investment strategy, goals, and risk appetite. Clear strategy alignment will guide your decisions on where to apply flexibility and where to provide specificity. 2. Identify core elements. Distinguish between core components that must be specific and operational details that can be more flexible. Core components may include exit strategies, profit-sharing arrangements, and investor protection mechanisms. 3. Consult legal experts. Engage legal professionals with expertise in real estate investments to ensure that your term sheets are legally sound and aligned with industry best practices. They can provide insights into where flexibility is beneficial and where specific terms are necessary. 4. Seek investor input. Involve your investors in the term sheet drafting process. Gathering feedback from investors can help you understand their preferences, concerns, and expectations. This insight will guide you in striking the right balance. 5. Utilize conditional language. Use conditional language to introduce flexibility while maintaining control. Phrases like subject to fund manager approval or as circumstances require allow for adjustments within certain parameters, ensuring that flexibility doesn't lead to ambiguity. 6. Review and update regularly. Periodically review and update your term sheets to reflect market changes, regulatory updates, and investor feedback. Flexibility doesn't mean rigidity. Being open to amendments keeps your term sheets relevant and adaptable. 7. Establish decision-making frameworks. Clearly outline decision-making processes within your term sheets. For instance, specify how amendments will be proposed, reviewed, and approved to ensure that flexibility is exercised systematically. 8. Align with investor preferences. Flexibility can extend to investor preferences, such as communication frequency or involvement in certain decisions. Customizing these aspects within a framework of general terms can foster stronger relationships. 9. Balance specificity with clarity. Specific terms should be clear and unambiguous. Ensure that your specific provisions leave no room for misinterpretation, while still allowing for nuanced flexibility. 10. Educate investors. During discussions about term sheets, educate investors about the rationale behind flexible provisions. Transparency about how flexibility enhances responsiveness can instill confidence. 11. Monitor market trends. Stay updated on market trends, economic conditions, and regulatory changes. This awareness will help you determine when and where flexibility is most beneficial. 12. Maintain open communication. Transparent communication with investors is vital. Clearly explain the balance between flexibility and specificity and address any concerns they might have about potential ambiguity. Conclusion: balancing flexibility and specificity in term sheets is an ongoing process that requires a deep understanding of your fund's strategy, investor preferences, and the ever-changing real estate landscape. By following these actionable steps, Crestview Capital Holdings can craft term sheets that provide adaptability without compromising clarity, fostering successful and mutually beneficial investment relationships. Ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Compliance with regulatory requirements is paramount in the real estate investment industry. Crestview Capital Holdings must navigate various legal frameworks to ensure that its operations are transparent, ethical, and aligned with industry standards. Here's an exploration of why compliance is crucial and actionable advice on how to achieve it. Importance of compliance. 1. Legal obligations. Regulatory bodies impose legal obligations to protect investors, maintain market integrity, and prevent fraudulent activities. Non-compliance can result in severe penalties, reputation damage, and even legal action. 2. Investor confidence. Compliant operations build investor trust. When investors perceive that a fund adheres to regulations, they are more likely to invest, leading to long-term success and sustained growth. 3. Market credibility. Compliant operations enhance the fund's credibility within the industry. A reputation for regulatory adherence can attract more reputable investors and collaborators. Actionable advice for ensuring compliance. 1. Know applicable laws. Understand the regulatory landscape in the regions where the fund operates. This includes securities laws, anti-money laundering regulations, tax requirements, and more. 2. Engage legal experts. Collaborate with legal professionals who specialize in real estate investments. They can guide you through the complexities of compliance, ensuring that your operations align with regulations. 3. Create compliance protocols. Develop comprehensive compliance protocols and internal controls. These protocols should cover investor verification, due diligence, reporting, record keeping, and more. 4. Conduct due diligence. Thoroughly vet potential investors and partners. Verify their identities, backgrounds, and sources of funds to prevent money laundering and other illicit activities. 5. Implement investor safeguards. Design mechanisms that safeguard investor interests, such as segregation of investor funds from operational accounts and independent fund audits. 6. Transparent reporting. Maintain transparent and accurate reporting to investors, including regular updates on fund performance, financial statements, and investment activities. 7. Stay updated. Regularly monitor changes in regulations and adjust your operations accordingly. Ignorance of evolving laws is not an excuse for non-compliance. 8. Investor education. Educate investors about the regulatory landscape and how compliance measures protect their investments. This transparency can foster trust and understanding. 9. Risk management. Implement risk management strategies to address compliance risks effectively. Identify potential compliance pitfalls and develop strategies to mitigate them. 10. Regular training. Provide ongoing compliance training to your team. A well-informed staff is better equipped to identify and address compliance challenges. 11. Ethical culture. Foster an ethical culture within the organization. A commitment to integrity and compliance should be embedded in the company's values and practices. 12. Third-party vetting. When working with third-party service providers, ensure that they also adhere to regulatory standards. Vendors must meet your compliance expectations. Conclusion. Compliance with regulatory requirements is a foundational aspect of operating a real estate investment fund. Crestview Capital Holdings can ensure its success and the trust of its investors by diligently adhering to applicable laws, implementing strong internal controls, and maintaining a commitment to transparency and ethics. Prioritizing compliance not only mitigates legal risks but also positions the company for sustainable growth in the competitive real estate market. Relevant examples: ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. To better understand the practical significance of ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements in real estate investments, let's explore a few relevant examples. 1. Anti-money laundering, AML, compliance. In a scenario where Crestview Capital Holdings is considering a high net worth individual as a potential investor, strict compliance with AML regulations becomes essential. Conducting thorough due diligence on the investor's source of funds and verifying their identity can prevent money laundering activities. By implementing AML protocols, the fund can safeguard itself from legal and reputational risks. 2. Securities laws compliance. If Crestview Capital Holdings plans to raise funds through private placements, it must adhere to securities laws, such as Regulation D in the United States. By ensuring that all investors meet accredited investor criteria and providing accurate disclosures, the fund can avoid legal consequences and maintain its eligibility for private fundraising. 3. Tax compliance in cross-border investments. Suppose the fund is considering an international investment opportunity. In this case, understanding and complying with tax regulations in both the fund's home country and the target country are crucial. Failing to do so could lead to double taxation or other tax-related issues, impacting the fund's profitability. 4. Investor reporting transparency. Consider an example where Crestview Capital Holdings offers transparency reports to its investors on a regular basis. By providing accurate and comprehensive financial and performance information, the fund demonstrates its commitment to compliance and investor protection. This transparency builds investor trust and confidence in the fund's operations. 5. Environmental and sustainability regulations. If the fund invests in environmentally sensitive properties, adhering to environmental regulations becomes imperative. Conducting proper due diligence on the environmental impact of properties and ensuring compliance with zoning and land use regulations can prevent costly legal disputes and reputational damage. 6. Data privacy compliance. In the digital age, protecting investor and client data is crucial. Implementing data privacy measures in accordance with laws like the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, ensures that the fund doesn't violate individuals' privacy rights. Non-compliance could result in significant fines and loss of investor trust. 7. Fair housing regulations. If the fund engages in residential real estate, understanding and adhering to fair housing regulations is essential to avoid discrimination against potential tenants or buyers based on factors such as race, religion, gender, or familial status. Conclusion. These examples illustrate the diverse range of regulatory requirements that Crestview Capital Holdings may encounter in the real estate investment landscape. By proactively ensuring compliance in various aspects of its operations, the fund can navigate legal complexities, protect investor interests, and establish a reputation for integrity and ethical conduct. Explanations: ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. In the realm of commercial real estate investments, ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements is a multifaceted endeavor that involves adhering to a complex web of laws, rules, and regulations. Here's an in-depth explanation of the importance of compliance and how it impacts real estate investments. 1. Legal obligations. Regulatory bodies, such as securities commissions, financial authorities, and industry regulators, establish rules to maintain fair markets, protect investors, and prevent fraudulent activities. Compliance with these regulations is not just a choice, it's a legal obligation that ensures the integrity of the financial system. 2. Investor protection. Regulatory compliance is a fundamental aspect of investor protection. Regulations are designed to ensure that investors receive accurate and timely information, are treated fairly, and have mechanisms to address grievances. Compliance safeguards investors from potential scams, misrepresentation, and unethical practices. 3. Market confidence. A market that operates within a regulatory framework instills confidence in investors, stakeholders, and the public. When participants believe that regulations are enforced, they are more likely to engage in investment activities, leading to a healthier and more active market. 4. Mitigating legal risks. Non-compliance with regulations can expose companies to legal risks, including lawsuits, fines, penalties, and even criminal charges. Adhering to regulatory requirements reduces the potential for legal disputes and minimizes financial liabilities. 5. Reputation and trust. A reputation for compliance enhances a company's credibility and builds trust with investors, clients, and partners. Compliance demonstrates commitment to ethical business practices and responsible conduct, contributing to long-term relationships. 6. Business continuity. Regulatory compliance is essential for the continuity of business operations. Non-compliance can result in disruptions, legal battles, and reputational damage, all of which can have adverse effects on the company's sustainability. 7. Competitive advantage. Companies that prioritize compliance often stand out in the market. Compliance measures, such as ethical investment practices and transparent reporting, can attract socially responsible investors and partners. 8. International operations. For companies engaging in cross-border transactions or investments, compliance with international regulations is crucial. Navigating diverse legal environments requires a comprehensive understanding of global regulatory nuances. 9. Investor confidence. Compliance breeds investor confidence. Investors are more likely to commit their funds when they trust that their investments are managed by a company that adheres to strict regulatory standards. 10. Adaptation to change. Regulatory environments are not static, they evolve to address new challenges and technologies. Companies that consistently monitor and adapt to regulatory changes demonstrate agility and a commitment to staying current. Conclusion: ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements is a cornerstone of responsible and sustainable real estate investments. By adhering to regulations, Crestview Capital Holdings can establish itself as a trustworthy and ethical player in the industry, mitigating legal risks, building investor confidence, and contributing to the overall integrity of the real estate market. Actionable advice: ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Compliance with regulatory requirements is a non-negotiable aspect of operating a successful and reputable real estate investment fund. Here's actionable advice to help Crestview Capital Holdings navigate the complex landscape of regulatory compliance effectively. 1. Stay informed. Regularly monitor regulatory updates, changes, and trends relevant to the real estate investment industry. Subscribe to industry publications, attend seminars, and engage with legal experts to stay well informed. 2. Engage legal counsel. Consult legal professionals who specialize in real estate and investment law. Establish a relationship with a law firm that understands the intricacies of the regulatory environment and can provide expert guidance. 3. Create a compliance framework. Develop a comprehensive compliance framework that outlines your fund's commitment to regulatory adherence. This framework should detail protocols, processes, and responsible parties for different compliance aspects. 4. Conduct thorough due diligence. Implement rigorous due diligence procedures for potential investors, partners, and properties. Verify identities, sources of funds, and conduct background checks to ensure compliance with anti-money laundering regulations. 5. Customize compliance protocols. Tailor compliance protocols to the specific jurisdictions in which your fund operates. Different regions have unique regulatory requirements, tax laws, and reporting obligations. 6. Implement internal controls. Establish internal controls that prevent conflicts of interest, ensure accurate financial reporting, and maintain investor privacy. These controls should be regularly reviewed and updated. 7. Invest in compliance technology. Utilize technology solutions, such as compliance management software, to streamline and automate compliance processes. These tools can help track regulatory changes and manage documentation efficiently. 8. Regular training. Educate your team on compliance policies, procedures, and the importance of adherence. Provide ongoing training to ensure everyone understands their roles in maintaining compliance. 9. Transparency and reporting. Maintain transparent communication with investors and stakeholders. Regularly report on fund performance, financial statements, and compliance efforts to build trust and confidence. 10. Risk management. Develop a risk management strategy that identifies compliance risks and outlines mitigation plans. Regularly assess potential risks and take proactive measures to address them. 11. Ethical leadership. Set an example of ethical leadership within the organization. Demonstrate a commitment to compliance through your actions and decisions, fostering a culture of integrity. 12. Document everything. Keep thorough records of compliance efforts, due diligence processes, and communications with investors. Documentation serves as evidence of your commitment to compliance. 13. Review and update. Regularly review and update your compliance framework and protocols to reflect changes in regulations or industry best practices. 14. Collaborate with peers. Engage with industry associations, networking groups, and forums to share insights and experiences related to regulatory compliance. Collaborative learning can provide valuable guidance. 15. Seek third-party audits. Periodically engage external auditors to conduct compliance audits. Their independent assessments can identify potential gaps and offer recommendations for improvement. By following these actionable steps, Crestview Capital Holdings can establish a robust foundation of regulatory compliance, ensuring that its operations are ethical, transparent, and in full accordance with applicable laws and regulations. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies. In the world of commercial real estate investments, disputes and contingencies are almost inevitable. How well Crestview Capital Holdings anticipates and addresses these challenges can significantly impact the success of its endeavors. Here's an exploration of how to effectively navigate potential disputes and contingencies in real estate investments. 1. Anticipate common issues. Understand the types of disputes and contingencies that commonly arise in real estate investments. These can include disagreements over property valuations, lease terms, tenant disputes, zoning regulations, environmental concerns, and more. 2. Comprehensive due diligence. Thorough due diligence is the first line of defense against potential disputes. Conduct comprehensive research on properties, tenants, legal titles, and potential risks before making any investment decisions. 3. Clearly define terms, in agreements, contracts, and term sheets. Ensure that terms are clearly defined to minimize ambiguity. Address contingencies such as breach of contract, default, force majeure, and dispute resolution mechanisms. 4. Engage legal experts. Collaborate with legal experts specializing in real estate to draft contracts and agreements that anticipate potential issues and outline the necessary steps for resolution. 5. Include dispute resolution clauses. Include clauses that outline the process for resolving disputes, whether through negotiation, mediation, or arbitration. Establishing a clear process can expedite resolution and avoid costly litigation. 6. Develop contingency plans. For potential setbacks, develop contingency plans that outline steps to mitigate risks and navigate unforeseen challenges. These plans can range from property damage to changes in market conditions. 7. Transparency with stakeholders. Maintain open communication with investors, partners, and stakeholders regarding potential disputes and contingencies. Transparency builds trust and enables collaborative problem solving. 8. Seek mediation. In cases of disputes, explore mediation as an alternative to litigation. Mediation allows parties to work with a neutral third party to find mutually agreeable solutions. 9. Regular property inspections. Regular property inspections can identify issues early, allowing for timely resolution and mitigation of potential disputes. 10. Document everything. Maintain thorough records of communications, agreements, and transactions. Documentation can serve as evidence in case disputes arise. 11. Educate your team. Equip your team with the knowledge to identify potential disputes and handle contingencies. This can help prevent issues from escalating and promote proactive problem solving. 12. Monitor regulatory changes. Stay updated on changes in local laws and regulations that could impact your investments. Being aware of legal shifts can help you anticipate and address potential disputes. 13. Risk management strategies. Develop risk management strategies that outline steps to handle specific contingencies. These strategies should align with your fund's overall goals and investment strategy. 14. Update contracts. As market conditions change or investments evolve, consider updating contracts and agreements to reflect new circumstances and potential contingencies. 15. Engage in mediation early. If a dispute arises, consider engaging in mediation early to prevent escalation. Early mediation can save time, money, and maintain working relationships. Effectively addressing potential disputes and contingencies requires foresight, careful planning, and a commitment to open communication. By implementing these strategies, Crestview Capital Holdings can navigate challenges more smoothly and maintain its reputation as a reliable and resilient player in the real estate investment market. Relevant examples: addressing potential disputes and contingencies. Real-life scenarios provide valuable insights into how real estate investors have addressed potential disputes and contingencies. Let's explore some relevant examples that highlight effective strategies. Example 1. Tenant dispute resolution. In a multi-tenant commercial property, disputes between tenants can disrupt operations and impact revenue. An investor faced a situation where two neighboring retail tenants were in conflict over shared parking spaces. The investor promptly engaged a property manager to mediate the dispute and propose a revised parking allocation plan. By addressing the issue proactively and finding a mutually beneficial solution, the investor preserved tenant relationships and maintained occupancy rates. Example 2. Market downturn contingency. During a sudden economic downturn, an investor who had recently acquired a hotel property faced declining occupancy rates and revenue. Recognizing the need to adapt, the investor quickly pivoted the property's use, converting it into a temporary housing facility for essential workers. This flexibility not only helped cover operational costs but also demonstrated the investor's agility in the face of unforeseen challenges. Example 3. Environmental compliance. An investor considering the acquisition of a property identified potential environmental concerns, including soil contamination. To mitigate the risk, the investor engaged environmental consultants to conduct thorough assessments. Based on the findings, the investor negotiated with the seller to share the cost of remediation, ensuring that the property met all regulatory requirements before the acquisition was finalized. Example 4. Construction delays. A real estate development project experienced significant delays due to unforeseen construction challenges. To address the situation, the investor maintained open communication with contractors and regularly updated stakeholders on the progress. Additionally, the investor negotiated extended timelines for project completion while incorporating performance-based incentives to motivate the contractors to meet the new deadlines. Example 5. Zoning and permitting issues. During the due diligence process for a potential property acquisition, an investor discovered zoning and permitting discrepancies that could hinder the intended use of the property. The investor engaged with local zoning authorities, navigated the permitting process, and collaborated with legal experts to secure the necessary approvals. By proactively addressing the issue, the investor ensured a smooth transition and minimized potential legal conflicts. These examples showcase the importance of proactive planning, effective communication, and adaptable strategies when addressing potential disputes and contingencies in real estate investments. By learning from these experiences, Crestview Capital Holdings can better prepare for a wide range of challenges and position itself as a resilient and capable player in the industry. Explanations. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies is a critical aspect of successful real estate investments. Disputes and contingencies can arise from various factors, including unexpected market changes, legal issues, tenant conflicts, and unforeseen challenges. Effectively managing these situations requires a combination of strategic planning, open communication, and proactive problem solving. Here's an in-depth look at how Crestview Capital Holdings can navigate these complexities. 1. Identifying potential disputes. Before entering into any investment, it's essential to conduct thorough due diligence to identify potential disputes and contingencies. This includes reviewing property records, financial statements, tenant agreements, and local regulations. By understanding the property's history and potential risks, Crestview Capital can anticipate and plan for potential challenges. 2. Open communication. Maintaining open and transparent communication with all stakeholders is paramount. This includes investors, partners, tenants, property managers, legal advisors, and regulatory authorities. Transparent communication helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures that all parties are on the same page regarding expectations and responsibilities. 3. Contingency planning. Developing contingency plans for various scenarios is crucial. These plans outline steps to be taken in case of unexpected events, such as economic downturns, changes in tenant demand, or unforeseen construction delays. Having predefined strategies in place helps minimize disruptions and ensures swift responses to challenges. 4. Legal expertise. Engaging legal experts is essential for addressing disputes and contingencies. These professionals can provide insights into local regulations, lease agreements, zoning laws, and dispute resolution mechanisms. They can also draft contracts and agreements that protect Crestview Capital's interests and outline clear procedures for addressing potential issues. 5. Negotiation and mediation. When disputes arise, Negotiation and mediation can be effective methods of resolution. These processes involve open discussions between parties to find mutually agreeable solutions. Mediation involves a neutral third party who facilitates discussions and helps reach compromises. This approach can often save time and costs compared to litigation. 6. Document everything. Maintaining thorough documentation is crucial in addressing disputes and contingencies. Detailed records of communications, agreements, property assessments, and financial transactions serve as valuable evidence if conflicts arise. Well-documented information can help resolve disputes more efficiently and protect Crestview Capital's interests. 7. Risk mitigation strategies. Implementing risk mitigation strategies is essential for minimizing the impact of potential disputes. This can involve obtaining appropriate insurance coverage, conducting regular property inspections, and having financial reserves to address unforeseen expenses. 8. Collaborative problem solving. Approaching disputes and contingencies with a collaborative mindset can lead to more favorable outcomes. Seeking input from relevant stakeholders and involving them in the problem-solving process can foster a sense of ownership and commitment to finding solutions. 9. Long-term relationships. When addressing disputes with tenants, contractors, or other stakeholders, consider the long-term relationship. Striving for win-win solutions can help maintain positive relationships and enhance Crestview Capital's reputation in the industry. By effectively addressing potential disputes and contingencies, Crestview Capital Holdings can demonstrate its ability to navigate challenges and ensure the success and sustainability of its real estate investments. This proactive approach not only protects its interests but also establishes the foundation for a trustworthy and reliable presence in the market. Actionable advice. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies. Addressing potential disputes and contingencies requires a proactive and strategic approach to ensure smooth real estate investments. Here are actionable steps that Crestview Capital Holdings can take to effectively navigate these challenges. 1. Conduct comprehensive due diligence. Thoroughly research and analyze the property before making an investment. Identify potential red flags, such as legal issues, tenant conflicts, or environmental concerns. This upfront research will help you understand the property's history and potential risks, allowing you to address issues proactively. 2. Establish clear communication channels. Maintain open lines of communication with all stakeholders, including investors, partners, property managers, tenants, and legal advisors. Clear communication helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures that everyone is aware of their responsibilities and expectations. 3. Develop contingency plans. Create contingency plans for various scenarios, such as economic downturns, tenant disputes, or unforeseen property maintenance issues. Having predefined strategies in place will allow you to respond swiftly and effectively when challenges arise. 4. Engage legal experts early. Consult with legal professionals who specialize in real estate before, during, and after an investment. They can provide insights into local regulations, review contracts, and offer guidance on dispute resolution strategies. Early legal involvement can prevent potential disputes from escalating. 5. Document everything. Maintain thorough documentation of all communications, agreements, property assessments, and financial transactions. These records serve as valuable evidence if disputes arise and can help expedite resolution processes. 6. Seek win-win solutions. Approach disputes with a mindset of finding mutually beneficial solutions. Collaborate with all parties involved to identify common ground and agree on resolutions that serve everyone's interests. 7. Create risk mitigation strategies. Implement risk mitigation strategies, such as obtaining appropriate insurance coverage and regularly inspecting properties for potential issues. Having financial reserves set aside for unexpected expenses can provide a safety net during challenging times. 8. Stay informed about regulations. Stay updated on local and national regulations that affect real estate investments. Compliance with regulations can prevent legal disputes and ensure a smooth investment process. 9. Build strong relationships. Nurture positive relationships with tenants, contractors, property managers, and other stakeholders. Open communication and a willingness to address concerns can prevent disputes from escalating and maintain a harmonious working environment. 10. Monitor market trends. Keep a close eye on market trends and economic indicators. Being aware of changes in the market can help you anticipate potential challenges and adjust your strategies accordingly. By following these actionable steps, Crestview Capital Holdings can position itself to effectively address potential disputes and contingencies. By taking a proactive approach and fostering open communication, the company can minimize risks and ensure the success of its real estate investments. Conclusion: crafting effective term sheets. In the dynamic world of real estate investments, crafting effective term sheets is a fundamental aspect of success. Term sheets serve as a blueprint for agreements, providing a clear roadmap for investors, partners, and stakeholders. This chapter delved into the intricacies of creating impactful term sheets that align with Crestview Capital Holdings' goals and strategies. Throughout this chapter, we explored various key components of term sheets, including company valuation, investment amount, percentage stake, voting rights, liquidation preference, anti-dilutive provisions, investor commitment, exit strategies, and more. These components work together to define the terms of the investment, clarify expectations, and ensure alignment between all parties involved. By understanding the significance of each element, Crestview Capital Holdings can create term sheets that facilitate successful negotiations, establish a fair balance of interests, and mitigate potential disputes. From structuring term sheets for different fund strategies to striking a balance between flexibility and specificity, this chapter provided insights into the nuances of term sheet design. Crafting effective term sheets requires careful consideration, collaboration, and an in-depth understanding of the real estate market. It involves aligning financial goals, managing risks, and setting the stage for a prosperous investment journey. By incorporating the actionable advice provided in this chapter, Crestview Capital Holdings can confidently navigate the complexities of term sheet creation, ensuring that its investments are well structured, transparent, and mutually beneficial. As Crestview Capital Holdings moves forward in its journey to become a prominent player in the real estate industry, the knowledge gained from this chapter will serve as a valuable asset. Effective term sheet design lays the foundation for successful partnerships, informed decision-making, and the realization of the company's investment vision. Key points to remember: crafting effective term sheets. Chapter 6 of Crafting Effective Term Sheets provided valuable insights into the art and science of creating impactful term sheets in the realm of real estate investments. To encapsulate the essential takeaways, here are the key points to remember. 1. Strategic design. Craft term sheets with a strategic approach, aligning with Crestview Capital Holdings' investment objectives, risk tolerance, and overall fund strategy. Every element of the term sheet should work together to support these goals. 2. Comprehensive understanding. Ensure a deep understanding of the components within a term sheet, including company valuation, investment amount, percentage stake, voting rights, liquidation preference, anti-dilutive provisions, investor commitment, and exit strategies. Each element plays a crucial role in defining the terms of the investment. 3. Flexibility and specificity. Strike the right balance between flexibility and specificity in term sheet design. While flexibility allows for adaptation to changing circumstances, specificity prevents ambiguity and reduces the risk of disputes. 4. Alignment of interests. Create term sheets that align the interests of all stakeholders, promoting a win-win situation. Balance the needs and expectations of investors, partners, and Crestview Capital Holdings to foster mutual benefit. 5. Regulatory compliance. Ensure the term sheets adhere to relevant regulatory requirements and legal standards. This compliance is essential to prevent potential legal issues and maintain a transparent investment process. 6. Contingency planning. Include contingency plans in term sheets to address potential disputes and unforeseen challenges. This proactive approach demonstrates preparedness and underscores the commitment to successful investment outcomes. 7. Clear communication. Maintain open lines of communication with all parties involved in the investment process. Transparent communication helps prevent misunderstandings and builds trust among investors and partners. 8. Document everything. Maintain comprehensive documentation of all negotiations, agreements, and discussions related to the term sheet. Detailed records serve as a reference point and evidence in case of disputes. 9. Long-term vision. Craft term sheets with a long-term perspective, considering potential scenarios that may arise throughout the investment journey. This foresight helps create resilient agreements that can withstand various challenges. 10. Expert guidance. Engage legal and financial experts who specialize in real estate investments to provide insights and guidance during the term sheet creation process. Their expertise ensures that term sheets are comprehensive, compliant, and effective. As Crestview Capital Holdings continues to build its presence in the commercial real estate industry, the knowledge gained from this chapter will empower the company to navigate the complexities of term sheet design. Crafting effective term sheets is a cornerstone of successful investments, laying the foundation for mutually beneficial partnerships, transparent negotiations, and favorable investment outcomes.